So we're going to take our new packet and we're going to start with the very first page. And we're going to look at these directions, and it says we're going to follow the directions, fold here, and we're going to glue on this side. And we're going to put it on page ISN 60. So we're going to fold on those dotted lines and fold on these dotted lines. Might overlap a little bit, and that's okay. And it's okay if it overlaps a little bit because you can still open it up and see. And then we're going to flip it over and put glue right where glue is. And we're going to glue it in. Then the next side, the next page in our packet says we're going to glue this one, fold it, and glue on the ISN page 59. So I'm on page 59 now, right beside it. And I'm going to fold it in half like a book. And it's going to be a little, so that's going to be a little bit bigger. And we're going to glue on the side with the directions. So this is where we're going to glue. Right in. We're going to glue it on page 59. And then our next page says this is our optional practice, and it is not going to be used on this day in our ISN. So I'm going to just stick that in the middle and turn the page. So now I'm on page 61 and 62. And the next page in my packet says put it on page 62 and cut along the dotted lines. So I'm going to cut along the dotted lines. And it will fit right perfect on 62. So then I'm going to glue that in. Perfect. I'm gluing it in. Then the next page, for page 61, it says fold it and glue on page 61. So I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to glue it on page 61. Just like so. And then we have another optional practice for this day, for 11/4. So I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to stick it right here. If you're scared it'll fall out, because you guys are traveling around my notebook to stay in the classroom, you might want to put it in a safe place in your binder or in your notebook. All right, our next page. It says use on page 64 and cut along the dotted lines. So I'm going to cut along the dotted lines here. And I'm going to glue it in, and to glue it in, I'm going to have to glue it in sideways. Oh, I need a new glue stick, you guys. Bear with me. All right, so I'm just going to glue it in either way, sideways. Here we go. Our next page says glue on page 63. Glue on page 63. There we have glued on page 63. And our next page, if I turn the page, it tells us exactly what to do. It says glue it on page 66, so that's what I'm going to do. So cut along the dotted lines and glue it on page 66. It's glued in, and now I'm going to take my math lib and I'm actually going to just fold that in half as well and glue that on page 65. And then I'm going to flip to my last page for my last topic, my multi-step. It's the last page in my packet. I'm going to cut on the dotted lines and glue on page 68. And I'm going to glue it. And now your ISN is set up for the week. Good